Hey everybody, Rick here, and I'm out at the ranch right now here at Rick Hinder Knives, and we have got an exciting announcement for you today. So Sam and I thought we have a new, it's not really a new knife, but it's a redesign of a fixed blade that I've made in the past for a few years. Sam and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a YouTube video or just a video and do a release. It's been a while since I've done a release actually in a video. So, and it's a beautiful day out, so we thought, let's get out of the office, and actually I was grinding a little bit earlier. So, but anyway, without further ado, the new redesign, you can probably tell a little bit from the handle what it is, the Fieldtac. So I took the Fieldtac, and there was a few things I wanted to change up on it. And so I kind of went back to the drawing board, and I'm going to explain to you a lot of those different changes, and I know you guys are really going to like it. So of course, right off the bat, you see that it's a harpoon. So it's a harpoon spear point in shape, which the other ones that we did before were both span toe and a spear point. So for this one, I added the real sexy top line that everybody really likes. And it actually also, it adds a lot to the strength on that tip. So there's more than just good looks of the harpoon. It adds a lot of structural integrity to the tip of the knife. So the blade length. So the ones that the Fieldtacs from before were 5" and 7". So I decided let's go with the 6" because I had a lot of people were like, well, you know, the 5" if it was a little bit longer. 7". I feel the 7" as far as a camp knife, you know, using fixed blade when you go out hiking and stuff, that tends to be a little bit much. So even though, you know, a lot of the knives that were used back in World War II, the K-bar and the marbles and a few other ones were 7" plus, 7" up to, you know, 8.5 inches. But let's go with the 6" on this. It makes it for a real fast, real usable length. So the other thing that I change, and I'll get this out of the way right away because you guys are really gonna like it, is the handle. You notice now it is 3D sculpted, and so it's got a palm swell in the middle, and let me get rid of that sheath. Palm swell in the middle with the concave areas at the front and at the back part of it. And I tell you what, your hand just melts right into it. It allows for a really good grip. I feel it's probably one of the best features that I designed when I did the redesign. It definitely is one of the best features of it. The other thing that I did, and I don't know if you can really notice it, but I changed the angle of the blade to the handle ratio. So it's more, I dropped it about a degree. It's not as straight from the handle forward. And what that does, now it does, especially when you're only talking a degree, it's like, well, why even bother with that? I'll tell you what, it's a degree especially when you're using it for chopping, it gets a lot more of the cutting edge down into the cut. It doesn't, when you're making that sweep, it doesn't like curl outwards. It's kind of hard to explain. That's why I didn't want to do this just with pictures, because it's really hard to explain even in a video. But if you get one in your hand, you'll definitely see what I mean. It just having the blade downward just a little bit from the handle really makes a big difference. The other thing that we changed is the jimping. You'll notice the jimping is a little bit less aggressive. So I changed that because of the fact of I wanted to make a little bit more, and it was a little bit with the bare hand. A lot of my knives that obviously, you know, from the XM18 all the way forward, I designed with a lot of input from my experience as a firefighter, and so everything I was designed was for gloves. And so before I had the real deep jimping when you're using gloves, but this here is a lot less I'd say aggressive on your thumbs when you're not using gloves. And obviously around a campsite and stuff, you're not going to, you know, wear gloves all the time. So so that was a big addition, or a change up with that. The other thing that I changed is I removed the jimping on the pinky cutout. So it's not, you don't have it. It really wasn't that aggressive before because it was hidden down underneath the handle material, but we found that it just really wasn't needed with a lot of the use that that we put it through. So everything else is the same. The lanyard is now a hole instead of the 1/4 inch hex. Found out nobody really used it to. My original idea was using it as like a wrench, and so it really wasn't the case. So if I did a poll with a lot of people asking about the lanyard hole, it really didn't matter. So we just went with a regular hole. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I did drop the blade edge down a little bit. So you can probably tell it is a little bit wider than the earlier Fieldtacs. And the reason I did that was to add more edge geometry, so that it looks like more of a slicing type grind. I brought that grind up a little bit high, and so it's a real slicing type blade. So what am I missing? We're going to offer them in, I think, 4 different colors: OD green, natural, burgundy micarta, and black micarta. Right now, all in micartas. And if I could pick up the Sheath again, this is the Sheath by David Brown, and obviously a really, really well-made quality Kydex sheath. So snaps in there really nice, and it's got the Tech Lock attachment. So I think that's about it, guys.
Hey everyone, Sam here. There is another difference between this Fieldtac and historic Fieldtacs. That is, it features the use of Nitro V steel. This is the first time that we've used this steel in any knife, and it was developed by our friends over at New Jersey Steel Baron. They basically took ABL and added nitrogen and vanadium in an effort to get better edge retention and resistance to corrosion. It was because of those things that we thought this would be a great knife to feature the steel in, with the usages that Rick had in mind, with it being a 6-inch camping knife. You can see in the footage that we've been using it here, and we've been very pleased with those properties, and I think you will be as well.
These are going to be going up on the website. Well, actually, probably when you see this video, they'll already be on the website. So head over, check them out. They'll be also forthcoming to our dealers. So give them your support. And I think that's about it. Again, the new Fieldtac, redesigned Fieldtac. Go get them. Hey guys, so end of the video. This is a bloopers outtake. I wonder how many of you probably are going to look back and see the mistake that I made. That mistake was the earlier Fieldtacs was, I said 5 inches and 7 inches. That's not right. It's actually 5.5 inches and 7 inches. So I'm sure all you guys were were really watching that, and so Sam was like, we probably better say something or you'll look like a dumbass. So anyway, I've made a lot of knives in my career, and I forgot it was 5.5 instead of 5. So anyway, have a great one.